100% Arthur was something extra, and because he became one of us. He became one of. So we, instead of four when we started the race, we were finished with fifth, and that was how it was. So
Hi, Michael. How are you?
hi, how are you? I'm good.
I'm good too. My name is Fran from Spanglish Cinema. How was your first reaction when you watched the movie? And I'm really curious to know which was the scene that made you react the most in terms of your emotional memory.
To see the movie for the first time on the big screen was amazing, and even if I seen it on screens before, it was something else. And I'm so happy that you can see this movie on the big screen. And the scene that meant the most to me is the scene when Arthur get his name, Arthur. And when I was on set, I had my sunglasses, and but I was crying. It felt like to relive my life, kind of. So it was something extra, and I'm so proud that everything turned out the way it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you talk to the director, to Simon, and specifically to Mark Wahlberg to like create a dynamic with your character?
Yes, 100%. And especially when I talk with Mark, he was kind of okay. This is how I look at it, and I want to go this, and I want to be this, and I think he really nailed that. Obviously, it's Hollywood, so maybe I'm not that black and white in my normal personal life, but I think it turns out really really good. And also like with Simon the director, how he managed to make this movie, because it was a hard one. It was, we were not shooting in the big screens, or in big studios. We were out there and do it in the wilderness, and we were in the rain, and we were in the jungle and everything. So I think that's really come through when you see this movie too. It's very accurate.
Oh, that's great. And I wanted to ask you, how can or how do you believe that a little act of kindness change lives?
I never did this because of to do this movie or write a book. I was chasing the gold medal in the world championship, and to be the world champion. That was my goal in life. So I never even thought to do something like this, to be honest. Uh, but I think when everyone see how everything turns out, is that I think this movie shows about hope, and you should never give up. And as you said, one small action could make a huge difference. Especially for many now, when the movie comes out, all the others artists out there will have a that they will have a forever home. It's amazing, and I think a lot of people going to be motivated, and you know maybe go to that shelter and see if they have their art to them.
Yes, that's beautiful. And I have that hope too. um, your relationship with pets before Arthur were almost zero.
Yes.
Like, what was it about Arthur that made you connect with him in that specific moment?
I don't know, because I've been racing for almost 2 decades, a lot of in South America and China, and I've been around where, because the thing is like, I also want to be clear that it is like you have dogs in other way that we have here in Europe, or Sweden or in US, and that's a kind of a part of life. That's how it is. It's nothing bad or good. So especially when we were racing, I have a lot of dogs around me. I've been feeding dogs before. I have run through these villages. I have dogs, a couple of dogs. I've been biking. I've been through around dogs for 20 years. But this was different because he never gave up. I gave him the meatballs, and then he has followed us for days. And I think that was the unique with it with Archie. He never gave up, And I think that's I never been this in this situation before, so it was totally unique for me.
What do you learn from revisiting this part of your life?
What I've learned, um, I learned that what's important in life, that maybe not the chasing the podiums are the most important thing in life. To have a great family and to have a dog that with my kids grow up. I think that meant a lot for them, and they get so much better persons, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, and there's an Arthur Foundation that we can talk a little bit about for the people in Latin America also know about it.
Yeah, so Art Foundation, the goal of Art Foundation was to support the Loba law in Ecuador, and it went through 2018, and I think that was a big step. And now with Lord Guao in Ecuador, we still are doing some progress, and I think especially with this movie, we will see even more progress. So, and also we have in Sweden, we have a collab with Svenska Djurfonden, so we try to do good. We're not we're not like we used to do when we worked 100% just to do that. We now we work with people that we can support and we can make a bigger impact, and so I'm super happy with that. So yeah.
And we talk a little bit about this, but I would love to wrap up this interview with what are your hopes for this movie, and specifically for your story with Arthur.
So yeah, so my hope it's not about me or Mark Wahlberg. This movie is about Arthur and Arthur's, and my hope for this movie is that the other Arthurs out there, still out there, get the same chance that Arthur had.
And could you invite the people from Latin America and from Chile to watch Arthur the King, please?
Yes, 100%. I welcome all people and everyone that I know and don't know, but you will love Arthur the King. Especially when you are living in South America and you're used to have small artists around you. This will be something extra, and Arthur the King is about hope and never give up. And it's also a movie for the whole family. So bring your family, take the chance, buy a popcorn, Coca Cola, and have a good time.
Well, Mike, it's been a pleasure to meeting you. Thank you so much for everything.